Welcome to the second edition of the Dodgers Nation Roundtable. This is a new feature we're going to have on DN. This is a weekly segment we're going to have for you guys. The whole team is here. The best four hitters you're going to see in a lineup. To my right, Clint Pasillas, co-host of the Blue Heaven podcast. To my left, Dodgers Dugout, Mr. Doug McCain. To my far left, Mr. Brooks Smith, the other host of the Blue Heaven podcast. It's early, gentlemen, very early on in the season, but never too early to have a roundtable podcast. So we're going to dive into some stuff here, just kind of the main storylines, and we have to start with Dave Roberts deciding to pull Clayton Kershaw after 7 perfect innings, 80 pitches in Minnesota today. Agree or disagree with the decision? Doug McCain, you're batting leadoff.
Ooh. I think selfishly, I would say I disagree, but I fully understand the decision. I think it was 100% the right move. He's a franchise icon. He missed 3 months last year due to that elbow injury. He left the mound with an elbow injury to end his season in 2021. And also, he didn't pick up a ball until January. So was he built up enough? The answer is no. Was he ready to go past 7 innings? I would say the answer is also no. I think the most important thing today is the fact that he was dominant out there. He was dominant with that slider. You saw 11 punch-outs via that slider, 13 punch-outs, like you mentioned, 17 swings and misses. And I think what we learned today is if he has the feel for that slide piece, he's still going to be effective. And I think that's the most important thing. Was it the right decision by Dave Roberts? I would say it was. It was the right decision for Clayton Kershaw and the right decision for this organization because it's about October. It's not about April. And I think that's what it's all about. But on the same note, there's only been 23 perfect games. We haven't seen one since Felix Hernandez tossed one in 2012. So maybe you go out there, you take it one batter at a time. If you get some quick outs, you never know. But look, at the end of the day, it was the right decision by Dave Roberts.
Brooke, what do you think?
It makes me the Freddie Freeman of this lineup. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Doug, you're a great fence sitter. I love that so much about you. Look, I'm an against the grain kind of guy. I've done that my entire life, and that's why I am where I am today, everybody. I know these guys are intelligent people. I know that they know the right answers to this, but I'm going to go against the grain a little bit just to offer a different viewpoint, just to offer a different fan take, whatever it might be, because we are inclusive of all takes of our Dodgers fans family. So, with that being said, deep down in my heart, I do agree it was the right decision. However, 80 pitches through 7 innings, a couple innings where he got under 10 pitches out of it. What is the harm in sending him out there for the 8th inning and seeing if he can get through it very quickly? What is the harm in sending him out there and saying, hey, maybe he can get through this inning in 5 pitches. Maybe they're coming up there looking to attack his first pitch. Maybe they're trying to get on top of him, get at him quick, try to get to his fastball, which is very flat and not very good. Maybe 3 pop-ups, maybe 3 groundouts real quick, maybe 1, 2, 3. And then at that point, if you're through 8, the decision's made for you already. You're going out there for the 9th. It doesn't matter. It's a different ball game. I don't see the harm in saying, let's throw you out there for the 8th. If you don't get through the first batter quickly, then we'll have a conversation.
The harm is the last time we saw Clayton Edward Kershaw on a major league mound, he was he walked off with a trainer. After the game, he was still holding the ball. He was still holding the ball, man's left-handed. He didn't take off his uniform. He came out, the second inning of that game? He didn't take off his uniform until, he did his post-game press conference still in his uniform. We didn't know if we were going to see this man pitching again. He's only, like whoever said it, Doug said it, he only started throwing in January. You don't open the season with that. Him pitching a perfect game on April 13th or whatever it is does not matter when you care about October. Plus, this is a man that has not pitched 23 perfect games in the history of the game. He has had fewer healthy seasons in his career. So I don't know. I'm just saying there. Let the guy pitch a full healthy season before you go and try to force 6 more outs. Sure, everything could have been fine. Sure, the stance of worrying about his career is a bit much. But I don't care about one game. Like you had said, it's we versus me, and I'm more than happy with the decision. A dub is a dub, and Kershaw gets to stay healthy.
I mean, just a great opportunity to kind of the one thing he's missing on his resume, right? You have an MVP, Triple Crown winner, no-hitter, World Series champion, probably missing 4 other awards he's already won. But I understand the decision. I get why they did it. It makes sense. You know, I think all your guys' points are valid as far as the injuries, and it's about October and not April. I also think it was just a perfect opportunity for everyone who loves to crush Dave Roberts about what flavor of juice he likes to drink in the morning, why that makes him a bad person. This is an absolute golden opportunity for those people, especially when you think about the Ross Stripling perfect game that we had talked about. Or was that a no-hitter? Excuse me. Do you remember? You just looked it up.
I don't remember Ross.
I'm just going to put you on the spot.
Ross doing good stuff and getting taken out early.
Yeah, Ross, Rich Hill.
LB debut.
Yeah, this
Rich
is
Hill coming off of a long injury.
right. So thank you. So this is not the first time on the train for Dave Roberts where people are just willing to cut him down.
2 times in MLB history since 1901 that a pitcher has gone 7+ perfect innings and been removed from the game. The first time, Rich Hill, 2016 against the Miami Marlins. Dave Roberts was the manager.
His
second
first
time
with the Dodgers.
today.
But I think,
Coming off a blister issue.
But I think you make a lot of really good points when you talk about his resume. And we
Get
saw
off the fence.
what happened in 2014. In 2014, the Hanley Ramirez play. Gavin Lux makes the anti-Hanley play there in the 7th inning. You could feel the magic kind of building there in Minnesota. I think another person you could blame is Major League Baseball. Because of Major League Baseball waiting so long to begin negotiations to end the lockout, we had a shorter spring training, so which that shortens the ramp-up time, and he was less built up. So maybe Clayton Kershaw comes in there and he's in a better spot to throw a perfect game. But I think it's a really good question because, look, if you're Clayton Kershaw, like you said, has the no-hitter and he has a perfect game potentially today, talk about the comparisons with Sandy Koufax, already won his World Series. Let's say the Dodgers don't win the World Series this year, which I hope that doesn't happen. I hope they do win the World Series. But let's say they don't, and this is Clayton Kershaw's last year. I think maybe you look back and you say, hey, I'll take that perfect game even if I'm putting my health at risk because of just how rare it is. Like Jeff Passan said, 220,000 games have been played, 23 perfect games. And like I was telling you, it was the perfect shame if he didn't give an opportunity to go out there. But like I said, the health, the most important thing was done today. It was trying to preserve his health.
Kershaw is already a Hall of Famer. He does not need a perfect game to get in the Hall of Fame. He does not need a perfect game to solidify his legacy in LA. He's done it all. MVP, Cy Young's a World Series champion. What else does he need to do?
Perfect game.
Perfect game is so special.
But just to offer once again a different viewpoint of this, had Hanley Ramirez made that play, which Gavin Lux at that point in his life, I think he was like 4 years old or whatever. I'm pretty sure he could have made that play. If he had made that play, would this have been as big of a deal? Because I don't think it would have been. People have said like, oh, no one's had 2, and I'm like, who cares, dude? Who cares at this point? So I am gonna wrap this up by saying I blame everything on Hanley Ramirez. Everything that's ever bad happened to me in my life is due to Hanley.
Or Rob Manfred, to Doug's point.
Or Rob Manfred.
So shout out to Miguel Rojas for that play he made.
For sure.
I see you.
But 314 no-hitters, 23 perfect games.
Moving on.
I put a bow on it, guys. Move on.
Moving on.